In the epic saga of daily life, our minds become the battleground and we face crucial challenges. Picture this, a showdown against the devil himself, a daily duel for inner peace, joy, and relationships that aren't reminiscent of a roller coaster ride. Why, you ask? Because Satan is out there, pilfering tranquility and spreading lies like they're going out of style. Lies are his language, and he's fluent, folks. The author always felt he wouldn't measure up, but then realized he's not a victim. Jesus challenged the author's life when he was in college and stopped him from being anxious and insecure. He felt a calling to become a pastor. God cut through his negative thoughts and told him that Craig, the author, is not who people say he is. He told Craig that God says who Craig is, not people. The author felt stuck in life a few years ago and couldn't disappoint his family and church. He retrained his thought patterns, retracted specific negative patterns, and received much help with this process. He prioritized his mind, read countless books, and prayed about it. Lies that people believe are strongholds, and people have the power to destroy them. The first step is to identify the stronghold, because one needs to define what must be defeated. A dog without an electric fence around him believed it was still there even after the owner returned the fence. The dog was living a lie and didn't leave its yard because it thought the fence was still there. According to the author, Satan can get people away from their purpose through lies. Sin causes people to be blind and be led astray. God can renew one's mind and transform one by eliminating lies and shedding light on the truth. The truth sets people free. There are 3 steps to transformation. Number 1, know the identity of the problem. Number 2, ask some probing questions. Number 3, pinpoint the lie you're facing. The author was a workaholic, but metaphorically woke up when his little daughter told him he lived at the office. He got therapy and started working around this problem. He became an overachiever due to his desire to get people's approval, which isn't about his work ethic. Our value doesn't come from how people feel about us. You have a lot of value no matter what people think of you. Thought produces neurochemical changes, and neurons come together to form messages. When an identical message is sent many times, it creates a neural pathway in your brain, and that makes it easier to repeat specific thoughts. If these neural pathways are adverse, then they are ruts. People get what they already believe about themselves by reinforcing negative or positive thoughts and only looking for evidence of the negative in their lives. The author falsely believed that he could be secure in money rather than God, and the lie that he wouldn't provide enough stability for his family. The author's first idea of security came from his grandma, who told him a story of people who ate out of trash cans during the Great Depression. So as a result of the story, the author would stuff all his cash to prepare for a bad economy. He paid off all his debt, but was still anxious about money. He was driven by a fear of being poor and experiencing scarcity. Behavioral modification doesn't get to the root of a problem. Instead, one needs to focus on new neural pathways and focus on creating new thoughts by finding them in the Bible. The rewire principle is the second one that can be life-changing. The author gets into a rut when he's insecure about money. He wants his new declaration to become part of his new neural pathway. He declares to become very generous, since it's better to give than to get. What we place in our minds and bodies is what we will exude. We all need to win the war in our minds. One needs a fresh declaration in one's life and a new way of thinking. The law of exposure says that things we are exposed to affect us the most. Whatever your mind is focused on is what your life focus will be. Christian meditation focuses on the truth of God, filling the mind, rather than emptying it, as in Buddhist meditation. Repetition is the cause of ruts. Repeating a lie makes people believe it. Where have you seen this in modern-day society? People are more likely to think thoughts they repeat. When people meditate on God, it provides the maximum amount of nutrition from His inspiration and word. After telling oneself years of lies, one must say to oneself the truth multiple times. The correct thought leads to an exemplary life on autopilot. People see what they're looking for. The author had a penchant for negativity and complained and felt he didn't have a life. He reframed his life and started loving it. Vultures look for rotten food, while hummingbirds look for nectar. Pre-framing means seeing things in a specific frame ahead of an event so that your usual perspective doesn't take over your mind. You might not have chosen the frame you have, others might have shaped it because you believe their lies. One needs to have a winning intention instead of playing not to lose. These are the 4 principles for changing one's mind and winning that war in the mind. Number 1, the replacement principle. Lies need to be replaced with the truth. Most people don't realize the lies in their minds. Number 2, the rewire principle. The brain must create truth trenches and neural pathways that are new. Internalizing Bible verses will help etch in a new truth, as the author says. Number 3, the pre-frame and reframe principles. People can change how they see the past and the future. And number 4, the rejoice principle. Prayer and praise go a long way. God is enough and close to you. Thanks for watching, and let me know how you'd like to rewire your mind in the comment section.